Okay. So, Americanization and a short history of Protestantism. And when I say Protestantism, that also includes the evangelicals. Okay, when evangelicals. And so this landscape rather shows General MacArthur during the late landings, 1945 during World War II. And here, uh, we can see the military and technology no technological might no in the background. Nandiyan yung landing craft nila, and then we see si Supreme Commander no of the forces in the Far East no, si General Douglas MacArthur. And on the background nakita nyo meron ding Filipino, I forgot his name, pero merong Filipino nakasama siya doon sa late landings, perhaps for the purpose yung sa ano no, sa interpretation, translation, and coordination with
Si
the ano
Romulo, sir.
ano po?
Carlos, Carlos P. Romulo.
Si Carlos Romulo, yes, na naging later on naging UN Secretary General, di ba? So salamat Kuya Jim sa ano pagdagdag ng ano ng ano mga trivia na ito. So again, sabi nga ano no, a picture paints a thousand words no. Ito dito uh, some say na this is a portrait of liberation, pero again ano no, yung lalim ng ano no ng influence nila sa ating context no. Kaya nga Americanization ang included yun dun sa title natin. And then three main issues. No? First is yung Americanization, and the second is Protestant and Evangelical Christianity. No? Yung third is about colonial mentality. Medyo pahapyaw lang talagang mabibigyan ko ng din dito. And so, Americanization. No? Yung ano, no? Yung uh, white and red stripes. No? At saka yung kanilang 50 stars representing the states. So, Westernization is the adoption of the practices and culture of Western Europe by societies and countries in other parts of the world, whether through compulsion or influence. Westernization reached much of the world as part of the process of colonialism and continues to be a significant cultural phenomenon as a result of globalization. By the way, I'm also taking a course sa UP Open University, at ang isang course ko kinukuha is ASEAN 1, ano? ASEAN Studies 1. At doon sa ASEAN Studies 1, na-involve yung sa first assignment namin na napapaloob doon na ang ASEAN countries, no, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, no, karamihan ay na ano no na westernized din, no, na involved din sa what we call European colonialism. Nandiyan yung Dutch East India, nandiyan yung ano no yung Portuguese, no, yung Portuguese, and then yung Spaniards, and then nagkaroon din ng British colonization ng Malaysia na during the time of the Japanese occupation ay ano no ay nagtutulungan ano itong British, ang Dutch at saka yung Americans, and with the help of the Australians para maano no malabanan yung Japanese imperial ano no Japanese imperial expansions no. So doon sa napag-usapan namin sa ASEAN sa assignment na yon, lumalabas ay hindi lang ito isang Philippine issue, okay? This is really pwede nating masabi na isang ASEAN issue ito, or kung papayag ang mga malalaking nations kagaya ng China, India, and Japan ay ano no, meron din silang ano, and even, of course, ano no, South Korea no, or kasi ang North Korean ay ano rin no, westernized din siya from the point ni Karl Marx no, Marxism, which is European, and ano the United ano yung ano yung Union of Soviet Socialist Republics no, yung dating USSR, at of course China. When you talk about uh, communism, that is still ano no, European pa rin 'yon no, European construct pa rin 'yon. So it's not It's not uniquely ano no, Chinese. So West okay, nagbago lang kasi ng fonte. Westernization began with traders, colonizers, and missionaries from Western Europe who believed that their way of life was superior to those of the peoples in the countries to which they travel. By the way, this is a continuation from ano no, Britannica Online, which is also accessible to you. So the occupied peoples were required or encouraged to adopt Western European business practices, languages, alphabets, and attire. They were also encouraged to assume Western European education systems, literary and artistic standards, and to convert to Christianity. Many countries had Western types of government and military practices imposed on them. So in the 20th century, the United States itself, the result of Western European colonization of North America, arguably became the most significant exporter of Western culture. Before we go on sa understanding natin dun sa statements na nakalagay po rito, ang establishment of the United States of America, and I would say equally with the Portuguese, with the French, no? With the French Spanish colonizers within North and South America, which also comprise yung Canada, no? So involved dito pati ang Canada. Ay they were also yung part ng kanilang expansion includes the anong tawag mo dito? Submission, no? Or subjugation of the indigenous peoples within the American continent, no? So nandiyan yung mga American Indians, di ba? And you go northwestern, nandiyan yung mga taga-Alaska, di ba? Mga taga-Alaska. And then yung progression ng ano no, yung including the expansion sa Hawaii, no? Yung Hawaii na islands na of course nasa Pacific at yung ano northern yung American territories to include Guam, no? And perhaps other ano no islands to mention. So doon pa lamang sa ano no sa American continent no meron ng Americanization na ginagawa itong ano no itong United States with regards doon sa mga indigenous peoples living within the ano no within the yung land na nauna sa kanila no. And so we go on itong American or westernization or Americanization, ang naging means nila to expand culture is through ano no, movies, popular music, popular fashion, ano, were taken up not only in Asia, Africa, and Central and South America, but even in Western Europe itself. Technology acted as both a form of and a transmitter of westernization. It's always the concept na meron kami nito, in-export namin ito sa inyo, no? Kayo wala niyan, no? Kayo wala niyan. So, at yung isang review ko lang ng mga ano no kasi kung ano lang naman ang available sa atin. Yung review of YouTube videos, mga documentaries niya about the ano no yung pag-alis no ng United States doon sa occupation nila sa Afghanistan ano sa Afghanistan at siguro some portions din ng Pakistan sa Islamabad ay ano no nung umalis ang mga Americans di pumalit doon yung Taliban government no at at some certain degree na westernized or na Americanized ang ano no ang Afghanistan ano during the time na ano na ilagay ito under their control uh, after ano no after the desert no no desert storm no yung desert storm sa Iraq at saka yung mga nangyari nga dito sa Afghanistan at doon nga no yung extent ng westernization no yung mga butik no yung mga damit no na from the US na makikita natin sa mga ano no, yung mga malls dito ay nandoon at lumalabas yung Afghanistan, ano nila, no? Pinagwawasak nila, no? Sinira nila yung mga bahid ng westernization. That also includes yung ano, no? Yung mga babae sa Afghanistan na nakalabas yung muka, no? Yung kanilang 'di ba bilang isang Muslim country, yung nakalabas yung mukha ng mga babae. Pero sa Afghan women talaga, no, no. Balot na balot, no, pati yung mukha, so hindi makita. Na nagsasabi lang naman ako, just hindi natin ano, again, hindi natin inaaway ang ano, ang mga Americans, no. Nakita lang natin dito how deep yung influence nila for better and for worse, no? Kasi again, malaki din ang masasabi natin, no? Makikita na ang ma-appreciate natin na contribution ng mga American sa ano, no, sa ating kultura at sa ating konteksto. Ayun, but the tendency of westernization to obliterate languages and cultural forms of other peoples also aroused widespread opposition. Okay, the Spanish-American War, ano to, no, yung ang source ko nito yung Presidio of San Francisco, no. So, about the Spanish-American War, on April the 21st, 1898, the United States declared war against Spain. It would be the first overseas conflict fought by the US kasi yung previous conflicts nila, one with the colonial era, kalaban ng mga British, and then another yun sa ano, yung American Civil War, no? Between the North and the South, na involved dito yung ano, yung emancipation ng mga ano, no? Ng mga slaves, no? Okay. So the reasons for war were many, but there were two immediate ones. America support the ongoing struggle by Cubans, which is a direct ano, no, which is a direct neighbor ng Amerika, and the Filipinos against Spanish rule, and the mysterious explosion of the battleship USS Maine in Havana Harbor. And so Philippine rebels had been waging guerrilla warfare against Spanish colonialism long before the United States became involved. And that their exiled leader, Emilio Aguinaldo, communicated with the United States Army already on its way to the Philippines. He believed the United States would help, no, the insurrectos gain independence from Spain. But the United States, US government had another idea after the signing of the peace treaty with Spain. Ewan ko, no, kasi punong-puno ng misrepresentation yung peace treaty na to, no? Hindi naman talaga ito peace treaty, kung hindi paglilipat lang ng ano, no? Paglilipat lang ng governance, no? Sold for some ano, no, money na galing sa Spanish government. At yun nga, the US gave Cuba its independence but kept the Philippines. The Philippine nationalists were outraged and it sparked a bitter and controversial conflict called the Philippine War, or to have it better, the American-Philippine War. Ito yung isang ano, no, malaking issue, or let's say isang philosophical idea na tinitingnan ng ano, no, ng mga Americans ng yung pagkapanalo nila ng Spain. Or sorry, pagkapanalo ng Americans over Spain, well, with regards to sa ano, na Philippines and Puerto Rico and Cuba. Okay? Itong si John L. Sullivan, the editor of a magazine that served as an organ for the Democratic Party and of a partisan newspaper, first wrote of Manifest Destiny in 1845, but at that time he did not think the words profound. Rather than being coined, the phrase was buried halfway through the third paragraph of a long essay in the July-August issue. It was actually a critique, no? It was a critique of the Republican Party sa kanilang ginagawa, no? July-August, the United States Magazine and Democratic Review. Dahil nga doon sa pag-annex ng Texas, which was a ano, no, kulang yung knowledge ko about Texas, no? Which was perhaps no, no, originally,
Part of Mexico.
oh, oh, Kuya Jim, part ng Mexico. So claim siya ng ano, no, ng Spanish influence pa rin. And so O'Sullivan's observation was a complaint rather than a call for aggression. Kaso, yung Manifest Destiny ay naging ano no, naging source of fuel para sa United States na manako pa no or yan. And he referred itong si Sullivan to demography rather than pugnancy as the solution to the perceived problem of European interference. Yet when he expanded his idea on December 27, 1845, in a newspaper column, the New York Morning News, the wider audience seized upon his reference to divine superintendence. No? Nakita nila na yung daw pagkapanalo ng United States over Spain sa Pilipinas ay gawa raw ng Diyos. Oh? Gawa ng Diyos. So ito, Sullivan again cited the claim to the right of our manifest destiny to overspread and to possess the whole of the continent which Providence has given us for the development of the great experiment of liberty and federated self-government entrusted to us. Notice, ang point of view ni Sullivan is about the government. At long before, ay accepted na sa United States in what we call separation of church and state during the time ni Thomas Jefferson, ni President Jefferson. Kaya by this time, titingnan natin itong kay O'Sullivan as political and governmental, no? Pero, hindi, sige, tuloy lang natin yung with regards sa political and government. In the 1840s, diplomacy resolved the dispute over the Oregon country with Britain and victory in the Mexican-American War, closed out a period of dramatically swift growth for the United States. Less than a century after breaking from the British Empire, the United States had gone far in creating its own empire by extending sovereignty across the continent to the Pacific, to the 49th parallel of the Canadian border, and to the Rio Grande, no, in the south, having transformed a group of sparsely settled colonies na galing sa iba-ibang mga denominations and religious beliefs ng from Europe ay ano no, they exerted itong ano no sovereignty. Many Americans thought the achievements of studying as to be obvious. It was for them proof that God had chosen the United States to grow and flourish. No? Kaya merong to recall sa Spanish colonization of the Philippines, parang ganun din. Eh. Wala nga lang silang maliwanag na ano no na statement kagaya ng Manifest Destiny. Pero may pagkakapareho no, yung motivation daw ng mga Spanish friars sa pananakop sa Philippine Islands ay para ipalaganap daw yung Kristyanismo. But again, we also know that there is a colonial ano no, colonial motive behind it. At when you say colonial, itatrato ang mga inhabitants of the Philippine Islands as just a source, no? Just a source for ano no, yung material gain na napag-usapan natin last meeting. And so Americans dubbed this freshly found national endeavor the new manifest destiny. As before, it was a way of clothing imperial ambitions in a higher purpose, ostensibly decreed by providence. Again, yung providence, may pagka-spiritual or divine, ano? Religious yung, ano, no, yung aspect na tinutukoy dito. And the Spanish-American War of 1898 arose from popular outrage over Madrid's reportedly barbarous colonial policies in Cuba and more immediately its response to the destruction of the U.S. battleship Maine, but it ended with the United States acquiring remnants of Spain's dwindling global empire. Another way of saying, pabagsak na talaga ang Spanish, yung Crown of Spain, no? Na sila ay nagkakaroon din ng domestic problems sa Espanya, sa Europa. Kaya naman humihina ang control ng Spain over the colonies, kasama na dito yung nagkakaroon na ng mga revolutions, no? Mga revolutions which again involves manpower, money, ammunition, 'di ba? Technology, no? Ang daming involved, no? At yung ano no, yung sabi ko nga, yung kaisipan ano, yung yung kaisipan ng paglaya ay ng mga nasasakupan ay patuloy na lumalawak. At naging opportunist din ang ano no, ang United States no, kung paano nila nakita yung paghina nito. And of course, yung the Americans might use the blame no na ginera tayo ng mga Espanyol no. So girayin din natin sila no. And so ito yung ano naman, yung spread of Protestantism. Ayon kay Reverend J.O. Pentecost no. Protestantism in the Philippines. Before I go on, I attach no sa inyong MS Teams no. I hope nakita niyo 'yon. Yung mga files na kasama po dito sa ano na to, itong kay Reverend J.O. Pentecost no. At nangaral siya ng December 21, 1902. Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and to God the things which are God's. Sorry. And then later on, merong ano, no, kailangan kong paghiwalayin yung statements na to. Itong kay Governor Taft, no, Howard Taft, no, letter to the Pope. Ayon kay Governor Taft, Governor General Taft, the founders of our government were profoundly convinced that religion must be upheld for the benefit of the state and that it was the basis for the morality of the citizen. At upon this letter, nakipag-alayaan naman, friendly terms naman si ano no, si Howard Taft at dun sa mga American, sorry, sa mga Roman Catholic sa Pilipinas, no. At ang isang naging hakbang nila is to replace the Spanish clergy and the friars with American clergy or mga local Filipino clergy na under the supervision syempre ng ano no, American bishop, Roman Catholic bishop na pinadala ng United States. And so again, we're talking about Protestantism here. Sorry for my teka lang po. So Protestantism is a term which stands for both protest and affirmation. We know that the term Protestantism was a term during the Reformation era with Martin Luther at its head and the other reformers no surrounding. At kaya ito naman American Protestantism naman ang tinutukoy din. To point out a few of the leading tenets of Protestantism. This you can find doon sa ano no, yung sa yung booklet na sinend ko sa inyo na nakapost sa MS Tips, no. So the Bible is divine origin and authority, and then concerning Jesus Christ and his sacrifice, concerning the terms of salvation, which is not about the commitment to the sacraments as endorsed by the Roman Catholic Church, but ano nga yung understanding of faith, and then in relation to the sins of believers. From President William McKinley, he said that the United States cannot withdraw from the Philippine Islands. We are there and duty binds us to remain. There is no escape from our responsibility to the Filipinos and to mankind for the government of the archipelago and the amelioration of the condition of the inhabitants. The Filipinos are wholly unprepared for independence, and if independence were given to them, they could not maintain it. At ang naging resulta nito ay nag-build sila ng Commonwealth, no? Commonwealth na government, si President Manuel Quezon ang kanilang inilagay na tagapanguna. And so, American missionary movements. So, the Executive Council of the Presbyterian Missionary Society in June of 1898 recommended that the Christian people of America should immediately and prayerfully consider the duty of entering the door which God in His providence is thus opening. Again, yung pagkapanalo, no? Yung pagkapanalo ng United States of America over the Spanish Crown, no, was interpreted as divine providence according to the American missionaries spearheaded by the Presbyterian Missionary Society, no? However, it is only fair to presume that this sentiment is not peculiar to Presbyterians. No? Indeed, there are rumors that the foreign missionary boards of other churches are disposed to consider the relation of their boards to these opening fields. In other words, ang hindi lang ang denomination ng Presbyterians ang naka-consider ng ganitong kaisipan, pati ang ibang mga denomination sa United States. Na kaya ang Pilipinas ay isang naging malawak na mission field ng iba-ibang mga denominations coming from the US. To this end, we recommend that the Executive Council be directed to hold an early conference with the representatives of the American Board, the Baptist Missionary Union, the Missionary Society of Methodist Episcopal Church, the Board of Foreign and Domestic Missions of the Protestant Episcopal Church, and the Board of Foreign Missions of the Reformed Church. In America, with a view to a frank and mutual understanding as to the responsibilities of American Christians for the people of Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippine Islands. At dito sa agreement na to, that it also includes, of course, hindi nga lang noted dito sa paragraph that you can see in the slide, was to include the Christian and Missionary Alliance, no? Na kung saan ay nag-establish na ating partner seminary, yung Alliance Graduate School na matatagpuan po sa Quezon City, at ah, yung Kamakop na rin na na ah, yung yung seminary ng, I believe, Ebenezer, no? Ang Ebenezer sa Zamboanga ay pinasimulan din ng mga ng mga alliance, ng mga missionary ng alliance, no. At masasabi rin natin dito, hindi nga lang, of course, hindi kompleto ay ang maging ang mga Pentecostal groups, no. Ang Pentecostal groups. At kung hindi nga lang accurate yung aking assessment tungkol sa Assemblies of God, no, during the time na nagpunta ang committee, nagpunta ang mga missionary organizations sa United States during the first 10 years of American occupation, no? First 10 years ay pumasok ang aming pusa, si Blackpink. Pumasok ang pusa namin. Teka lang po. Ayun, naririnig ko na yung meow-meow niya. Okay, so again, ang ang Assemblies of God yata, alam ko, hindi yata sila nag-participate sa committee, no? Bagamat generally speaking, ang mga American missionaries at maging ang Seventh-day Adventist pala, no? Ang Seventh-day Adventist ay hindi rin nag-participate doon sa committee. In other words, pag sinabi nilang hindi sila nag-participate, then mag-evangelize sila wherever they please, no? Iba-ibang mga lugar. The projected meeting with the various boards was held in July 13. The agreements reached were to be implemented in the Philippines in 1901 through the Evangelical Union above referred to. Those participating in the 1901 committee agreement were Methodists, Presbyterians, United Brethren, Baptists, Congregationalists, Christian and Missionary Alliance, and Disciples of Christ. So the Episcopalians, refusing to compete with the Roman Catholics, decided to concentrate their services on their own American nationals in Manila and their mission to the Moros in the south and the primitives in the mountains, no? Pasensya na, no? Sino ba to? Jansen.
Sir,
Hindi para makasakit, yung term na primitives na wag tayo. Hindi yan, mga terms, siguro dapat politically dapat i-correct ko tong to area na to, no? So the territory drawn by the disciples of Christ included Manila, regardless common territory for all the missions. So ang Manila, ang Metro Manila ay naging open para sa lahat ng denominations Ang norte ay ano nga, marami diyan mga Assemblies of God. Sa Southern Luzon ay ang mga Metodista. Ang Visayas ay ang Convention Baptists, no? Kung saan again, if my knowledge of history is correct, yung Central Philippines University was established by Baptists, no? Sa ano no sa Iloilo, no? Naka-visit na ako doon personally sa Central Philippines University. Pero sa labas lang kasi nagmamadali kami, we conducted a medical mission sa Iloilo, no? And ayun nga, the territory drawn by the disciples of Christ included Manila, regarded as common territory. And so, um, according sa sa journal article ni Pastor Ed Lapis, um, published 2005, no? Published 2005 doon sa naganap na Asian Theological Seminary Forum ng pamagat ay Doing Theology in the Philippines. Hinighlight ni Pastor Ed Lapis itong mga tinatawag na elements of indigenous worship na influence ng Americanization. So, na-influensya ng Americanization includes itong aspects, of course, music, and then dance, and then symbols, offering and sacrifice, ritual. And again, pag maisip natin, ang music and dance na marahil na tinutukoy dito ay Hispanized, no? Filipino siya or Tagalog or local na lang lengguwahe siya, pero meron nang naunang ng bahid ng Hispanization, ano? And of course, the ritual, yung practices that includes baptism, wedding, meron din tayong sa Roman Catholic Compil, and then meron ding yung mga ritual tungkol sa patay, 'di ba? No? At yung mga kasalan, ano pa man. And then meron din yung duality. Pag sinabing duality, yung understanding natin ng kunyari, um, yung mga cultural taboos natin, no? What is holy and profane, no? Kaya siya duality, no? Yung um, paano na inaintindihan ng no, yung concept ng what is appropriate sa no, religious matters and what is not, no? At yung sa seven, yung binigyan pansin din ni Pastor Ed Lapis ay tungkol doon sa what we call dua no, women. Yung yung treatment of women kasi sa pre-Hispanic culture, ang mga babae ay nabibigyan ng religious participation sa sa religious roles sa mga local religions, tawagin man natin siyang pagan, ay ang mga babae ay nakakasama sa mga babaylan, ano? So sila mga babaylan, itong mga female na priestess, no? Or female na nga, priestess pa. So mga female clergy, no, namamahala. However, it was naging um nag-expand yung roles ng mga kalalakihan during the Spanish colonial era, no? Ang isang bagay na binibigyan pansin dito. And then number 8, participation. So, sa Roman Catholicism kasi at siguro marami ring mga Protestant churches, especially during the American era, ay merong separation between clergy and laity. At pag sinabing clergy and laity, yung separation nito, yung mga laity, yung mga dumadalo ay hindi sila nabibigyan ng chance to participate, no, as within doon sa mga karapatan na meron ang mga clergy. Pero ayon kay Pastor Ed Lapis, ang Filipino is very communal, no? At dahil nga very communal tayo, nandun yung malaking desire natin na kung po pwede ay lahat ay nai-involve, no? Lahat ay nai-involve. Na hindi lamang yung nag-i-special number, yung mga trained lang sumayaw ang sumasayaw, kung hindi ano no, pangkalahatan no, lahat ay ini-invite to ano no, to join with the ano nga, yung common rituals natin sabi. And then ganun din sa leadership. Yung leadership ay very communal tayo. Again, participatory at siguro nakikita natin yan hindi lamang sa Presbyterian churches dahil denomination ang ginagamit. Kung hindi kahit sa ano no, yung mga iba-ibang mga denominations ay naroroon ang pastor pero mas central yung role ng ano ng leadership no. Leadership. Yung mga leaders ang gumagawa ng decision para sa kanila. At nandun din ako sa Occidental Mindoro na nakakadalaw ako doon, no? Pastor Sasio, no? Na nakakadalaw ako sa Oriental, Occidental Mindoro. Nakita ko doon na yung mga ano no, yung mga decision making ay yung mga ano no, yung mga matatanda no sa isang particular na ano, na tribe. Sila ang gumagawa ng ano ng decisions both religious and political and social na nakakaapekto sa buong samahan nila. And I was very impressed no. Naniniwala ko na yung nakita ko sa kultura ng mga kapatid natin na mangyan, naniniwala ko na ganoon ang ano, ganoon marahil ang ano, ang yung balangay system, no? Yung balangay system. Kung saan ang leadership natin ay konseho talaga. Yung mga matatanda talaga doon sa isang community. And then of course, naapektuhan ay ang native language, no? This is not surprising, no? Kasi ah sa ano yun, yung lalo na kasi ako naging Christian ako nung ano, no? Ng mga early 90s ako naging Christian. At ah nung kami ay napasama sa isang humble church diyan sa ano no sa Salitran no yung Holy Blessing Presbyterian Church na alam sa karamihan ano itong Holy Blessing ay ano ay yung mga inaawit namin ay puro Ingles no. Yan sila Don Moen at yung mga nabibili naming mga tape no mga cassette tape ay ano ay naalala ko rin yan si Steve Cuban yung ano no yung nagpaawit ng For the Lord is my tower, di ba? Paborito natin yan yung For the Lord is my tower. At marami pang mga English songs. And of course, yung mga hymnaryo na ginagamit natin ay nung nagsisimula ano talaga, English hymns, no? English hymns. And then later on, nagkaroon ng local translation ng mga hymnaryo na to na sa kabilang side ay English and then yung kabilang side naman ay written in Tagalog, no? No? Kaya both nakaka-excite at nakakasarap din balikan. And then later on during the um, late 90s, no? Late 90s or siguro na lang at the turn of the millennia, doon na pumapasok yung mga maraming mga Tagalog songs, no? Tagalog na songs para sa worship at I would say the same equally para rin sa Cebuano, para rin sa mga kapatid natin sa Ilocos, no? Yung I mean yung Ilocano dominated na no songs, no? At marahil sila Pastor Jansen may mga masasabi rin sila na ano no, yung mga awit na I know syempre starting point because we need models, no? Mahirap mag-create ng models from thin air at sasabihin natin, alam mo pastor, itong sa amin na to ay talaga local ito. Hindi ganoon eh. Yung context muna, meron tayong whether Spanish colonial context na Roman Catholic o American context, meron talagang starting point, no? Bago tayo nakaka-recreate ng what we call natives, no? At of course, mapalad tayo sa biyaya ng Diyos ay may mga Bible translations din, no? So, isa sa mga masasabi natin contribution during the American era ay ang ano ay ang yung creation ng Philippine Bible Society, no? Kaya po ang pinakaunang contribution ng Philippine Bible Society, yung ang Biblia na 1905, no? No? Kaya tayo ay mapalad na may nagkaroon tayo ng ano ng Bible Society sa pakikipagtulungan ng American Bible Society. At yun nga yung ano, yung ang Biblia, no, yun yung isang Bible translation na ginagamit pa rin sa ating kapanahunan. Ito lang yung ano, yung isang bagay na let's just say hindi lang siya isang complaint, kung hindi isang pangarap, no? Pagka wala sa sarili, ano ba to? Nasirahan ba to ng bayet or what? Hindi, ang isang bagay na tinutukoy dito ni Pastor Ed Lapis, yung ano, yung ah westernization. Makikita nyo, ito yung una. Kaya nga si ano, Pastor Johnson, ayan, yung mga kapatid natin sa norte, no? So merong ganito. Pero palagay ko nakita na ni Pastor Johnson to noon pa, no? Ito po ay ano no sa ano no, yung courtesy ng Day by Day Archives, no? Na nung una nga po yung nasa taas ay mga kababayan natin na nakasuot ng kanilang local, no? Local na pananamit, no? At ang kasunod nito ay nagkaroon na ano, na-baptize na sila. Kaya naka-coat and tie na, no? Naka-coat and tie. Pastor Johnson ayaw mag-react inaantay ko mag-react Ito pa yung mga kababayan din natin, na kababayan natin din ano, makita natin. Na-miss ko tuloy bigla yung Baguio no, yung lamig ng panahon diyan ano. Yan nandun sa taas ay before baptism at yung pagkatapos. Tingnan niyo yung headdress nila no. Yung nailalagay sa ano ano na no, westernized na. Na ibig sabihin pag west na nagsuot na nagganito Christian na raw no. So we shall see na lang no how extensive no yung ano yung resulta. Pero again, gusto ko na lamang magtapos no sa ano no sa mga areas na to kung saan ay nasasabi ng ating pag-aaral ay ano no ay pakalalim. At it's really parang ano rin it's a big question para to reflect na kaya nga ba talaga nating maging Pilipino lamang no, maging Pilipino. At or what we call Filipinized. Well, again, alam ko pilit ng pilit yung dating, no? Kasi gano'n din yung ano question sa amin doon sa ASEAN na ano raw yung sa ASEAN nag-craft yung ano no yung mga kalipunan ng mga open universities sa Pilipinas, sa Thailand, sa Malaysia at saka sa Malaysia maging sa Vietnam, no? I hope makover ko lahat no kasi ano no. Yung sinasabi nila ASEANology, no? ASEANology, no? So sa atin naman Philippinization of the Christian Church, no? And ano, I have nothing against that, no? Marahil yun din yung isang ano no, kalooban ng Diyos na magkaroon tayo ng isang kurso kagaya ng contextualization, di ba? Dito sa pag-aaral natin sa PTS, so Presbyterian Theological Seminary. And again, itong mga aspects na to na magandang or what we say naapektuhan sa patuloy na paglaganap ng Kristyanismo sa ating ano no mahal na bansa at meron pang ano no marami pang ways to really improve no sa aspects na to kagaya ng music ng dance symbols and then yung duality women and then participation leadership at saka native language. Okay, so dito muna ako titigil no ano no gusto kong marinig yung inyong side no ang naiisip ninyo at mga pwede pang masabi no about this and kung paano rin na ano no natin na-identify yung extent ng ano no ng Americanization sa sa ating araw-araw na pamumuhay, no? And habang nag-iisip kayo, of course, that also includes yung pag-conduct natin ng education and research, no? Education and research. Na kung saan ang mga kasi gusto natin ma-touch yung maging globalize ang system natin, ay ang mga libro natin ay mga ano no, nakapublish siya in the English language, no? At ganun din yung pagsulat natin ng mga research papers. So, that is really, ano, no, up to you. Okay?